family. If you're in or near Columbia, South Carolina, you've got to visit the House of Hathor, located at 6319 North Main Street. Open Tuesday through Saturday, it's your one-stop shop for African clothing, African masks, natural soaps, incense, candles, jewelry, and more. Plus, they've got a beautiful event space. Owned and operated by Baba Rutaski and Mama Neterma Canute. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the culture. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the movement. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the people.
Peace and power, my brothers and sisters. Hotep. We come to you this day from the House of Hathor that we may be true vessels, altars, and temples of our ancestors, and that as they continue to use us as instruments, as tools to bring forth the work that we are required to do, that we continue to bring forth as institutions, industries, and environments of their great energy, spirit, and soul. We come to you this day that we may continue to manifest, generate, reflect, and project all of their thoughts, words, and their actions. So let us include the ancestors into all that we are into this day. Let us continue to venerate them, let us continue to honor them, and let us continue to acknowledge their existence within our thoughts, our words, and our actions. We call upon our ancestors far and near, fathers and mothers of our fathers, mothers and fathers of our mothers, to bear witness to all that we have done. And it is by your example that you continue to inspire us towards reclaiming our ancestral minds, regenerating our ancestral spirit, liberating our families, our homes, and our communities, and restoring our greatness as a people. We pour libation to bring into our midst your venerable ancestral spirit, radiating your great wisdom, your courage, your dedication, and your unyielding commitment to victory by any means necessary. It is in the honor of our Creator, the great ancestor of all ancestors, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and our brothers, our children and their children, our grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, our aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and elders of the community, that we pour this libation in your honor, in the honor of the Creator, the great ancestor of all ancestors, and the various manifestations of the creative spirit. We pour libation. Ashe. For our esteemed ancestors, who laid the foundation for human civilization, and who provides the wisdom to which we live, and the models by which our lives are guided, we pour libation. Ashe. And for our esteemed ancestors, who suffered the atrocities and the horrors of our Ma'afa, but yet demonstrated the victorious power of the ancestral spirit by maintaining their dignity no matter the cost, we pour libation. Ashe. And for our esteemed ancestors who survived and made it possible for us to be here today, that we continue the fight of our ancestral liberation and our vindication, we pour libation. Ashe. And finally, for our children and their children and future generations of our ancestors to come, that they too in their time will vindicate our race from our adversaries, and that they will continue to imprint upon the world the great genius of our ancestral humanity, we pour libation. Ashe. May your venerable spirit engulf this occasion to reaffirm our ancestral canity. It is done. The great ancestor of all ancestors is satisfied. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Dua Nater. So my brothers and sisters, we come to you this day that the ancestors have given to us that we may continue to be the institution, the industry, and the environment. When we're talking about being the institution is where all information is flowing. The institution is where we are being influenced by the ancestors, that we are being enlightened by the ancestors, that we are given insight by the ancestors, that we continue to be encouraged and inspired by the ancestors. And sometimes when we are not receiving it, or when we don't see how the ancestors are giving us this information, that they're giving us knowledge and wisdom through our experiences, The ancestors have a way of what we call to be inducing us. Now we see inducing in a labor form when women are giving labor to the children, that they may have to be induced to give labor. Well, the ancestors induce us as well to giving labor to our true intentions, to our purpose for being here. And how do they induce us to doing the work that we are required to do? Well, they do that by our life experiences. And sometimes that we may see it being an adverse thing that is happening to us. That means that sometimes there are some negative things that are being done within our experiences of life because we're not seeing our true purpose. We're not recognizing our true intentions of what vessel, what artery, what vein, or what organ that we are all in the body of the Creator. You see, the body of the Creator has us placed in true intentions of why we're here. And when we're not recognizing that, then the ancestors will induce us. That means that they will do some type of persuasion within us. That's why it's called in-duce. It happens within you. And when you're being induced by the ancestors from a spiritual aspect, then they will bring certain things about our spirit that does not fit well with us. Or if you do recognize it, then it's called an enhancement, an increase, or an enrichment. You can be induced through the enrichments, the enhancements, or the increase, or give an insurance of your true purpose of why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing as a vessel, as an altar in the temple of their spirit, so that you can recognize where you are in the body of the Creator. What part of you in the body of the Creator that you're supposed to be manifesting, that you're supposed to be generating, that you're supposed to be reflecting upon on that knowledge and that wisdom or that information and instruction that is being given to you, so that you can reflect upon it and then project through your thoughts, words, and actions your truth that it becomes, and that you are justified in living that truth, and that your commitment to that truth continues to bring you reciprocity. That means that you're going to start receiving the blessings of the ancestors because you're using the energy. That means that inner God that dwells within you, or the inner generations of ancestors that dwell within you, because now you're becoming the generator, that energy source that brings everything forward because you have been induced by the ancestors. That means that they're perpetuating your life. They are influencing and enlightening your life to your true divinity or your true anointment that has been placed on you. And this is what the ancestors, we want you to recognize. The ancestors want you to recognize why you're being induced to do what you are required to do. Why you're being induced to build upon that knowledge, that wisdom that is the true reflection of their energy, spirit, and soul. And that your temple, this body that you have, it is theirs. It is not yours. You are required to use this temple that you have to do the work that you are required and supposed to be doing. And if it's not being done, then they will induce you. They will do something to bring an influence, to encourage you, to inspire you, so that you do it for yourself, not because you think that it's work that you have to do, but you're doing it because you see the enlightenment within yourself. And when you see it, then you have been enlightened. When you see it, then you recognize the influences that are bringing it forward. When you see it, you recognize your true divinity within yourself, and that you live the life. You learn the life, and then you love the life. Love the life that you have been given, so that your lifestyle is only from a spiritual standpoint and not from a human standpoint. And all of the work that you put into it, the labor that you are now living, the labor that you have in the work that you're doing, it is only from the inducement that the ancestors have placed in you. So we say peace and power to you all this day, my brothers and sisters. Let us continue to live, love, and learn our processes. Let us continue to honor, to acknowledge, and to venerate our ancestors, so that we can be the true vessels, altars, and temples. We can be the true institution, the industry, and the environment of their great energy, spirit, and soul. Peace and power to you all, and Ashe, to our ancestors.